Hey babes, welcome back to another one of my videos. I'm just looking at myself and I'm like, girl, you need some glass. It hurt. It all came off when I was sucking my boyfriend's dude. Oh my, I'm just kidding. Stop. Don't call it all like that. Okay, it did. Let's be real. No, it did. Tell you guys a little something I've been wanting to talk about here for a while. Your girl did have to grab the chair because this is gonna get really deep. I don't want to say deep. I just want to be like, it's gonna get real because some of the things that I'm gonna be talking about are why is that so fucking loud? Sorry, me and my boyfriend were playing Black Ops Zombies earlier and the Xbox is like fucking breathing out its ass right now. Look, see what happened? Why is this kind of like Y2K lighting right now? Okay, so I took my dookie. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, what the fuck? But yeah, we all take shit, so it's not pretend like we don't. So anyways, I'm gonna be talking about, y'all, something that has honestly been like a part of my like struggle, I would say, for like months. And it's not anymore. I'm just kidding, I'm fucking lying. It's not, let me just say this though, I was gonna say it's not anymore, but girl, that would be such a lie because there's like so many times where like if I look like if I feel like I look good, it usually doesn't tend to like be as bad, but like it's still really bad because sometimes like if my hair is not done and I look ugly and I'm like wearing no makeup, I look at my stomach, I look at my body, I look at my feet, I look at my ankles, I look at my thighs, my stretch marks, I look at my C-section scar, I look at my boobs, and I'm like, I criticize all those things, you guys. Like, I love myself and I love my body, and I am still in the process of learning how to accept and love my body at the same time, because there's times that I'm just not nice to my body. Like, I think I'm like my biggest like critiquer or whatever like you want to say. I'm like my biggest enemy, honestly, when it comes to looking at my body. And sometimes I hype myself up. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, girl, you look so good. Like, girl, you are gaining that healthy weight that you've been talking about gaining for years. You finally have a fucking ass. You're not a stick bug anymore, which is something I mentioned in my last video. Like, you're not like Twiggy, little Chloe that like anybody could break in half. Because I was over here growing up, I was always like kind of picked on for being like smaller. I wasn't bullied, I was just like, there were jokes that people would say and like I would laugh it off because like, you know, we're not friends but we're acquaintances at school and shit, and I would just laugh it off and go about my day. But I would think about it later and be like, damn, like, am I like the smallest kid in school? I wasn't, but it felt like I was. Like, especially dealing with like mean partners, like kind of just picking at you because like they know you're small and they want to be like bigger than you, and like they want to own that. Like, and I've dealt with that before, and that was not fun. And honestly, that had a lot to do with my self-confidence that I do have now, because like the people that I surround myself with is like 3 people, and that's not a lot of people. And like 4 or 5 counting my mom and my brother. Like, so it's really like hard to go on social media and stuff, because like when I see things and people that look unrealistic to me, I do start to get a little self-conscious, because I remember the times that, you know, in relationships, those people were being like put on this pedestal, like how hot they are. And I remember doing that same thing too, and honestly that was such a bad time, and it was such a time where I just never want to live in again. And I'm so glad again that I surround myself with people, my husband, who, you know, we have an understanding of what we need and want from each other, and what we expect from each other, and things that we just don't want to do to each other or be done to us, like, and we voice that to each other. I feel like that's like the only healthy, real way to kind of like be in a relationship, is be vulnerable, be honest, and be loyal to your, and like that's what we have accomplished, and I'm so glad. So like, one of the things I'm gonna say is, like, if you're not with somebody that you feel like you can fart in front of, or you can eat in front of, stuff your face in front of, you don't feel like you could let your tummy out, like whenever you're getting bloated after a meal, if you don't feel like you could do those things around the person you're with, why are you with them, babe? Because if you're not comfortable and you don't feel like you're in your own element while being around them, they're taking away from that. They're taking away from you. They're taking that, you know, feeling of where you have to suck your stomach in and you have to hold in your shit because you don't feel safe. And those are all jokes people make on social media, but they're actually real, like, fucking feelings that people experience. And like, I don't think it's funny. I think it's just like, when you find the person that you can do like those things I explained around, I feel like you're so much more content. And like, I feel like a lot of people need that, you know. So another thing I want to talk about is one of my things that I've also dealt with is homelessness, which is, I don't think that is something that I fully made a YouTube video on yet. I do remember talking about being kicked out, but I don't think I actually made a video about being homeless. It is in the future though that I am going to make a full video about that and how that happened and what we did to get out of that, and I'm just going to explain to you guys everything. But starting off, I just want to say that being homeless, I do not wish that upon anybody. I do not sit here and laugh at homeless people when I'm driving in the car, like, or passenger princessing in the car, because I don't drive, girl. I know if y'all haven't heard that yet, it's because it's like that fucking song where it's like, I don't touch no wheel, first class how I get around the world, like that. Just miss me with the drama, you know what I'm saying? Like that song. Better than that though. But y'all, what I'm saying is that it fucking fucked me up, and to a point where, you know, when you don't have something to eat for like days on end, and you're only eating like a granola bar a day, your body starts to kind of not really, your body does start to shut down, and your body starts to kind of crave food to the point where you almost don't feel it. It's like when you're in the shower and the water's so hot that it feels cold. It's kind of like that. And so that's kind of what happened, is that I just didn't eat as much. I didn't eat as much because there was nothing to eat. Like, if I got lucky, I had a hot dog on a piece of cardboard a day, okay? Because we didn't have plates up in there either. So, and I'll explain that in another video. I have pictures, so if anybody's like, you know, thinking I'm lying or any of that shit, I've already had multiple people tell me that, oh my god, that sounds so made up. Like, you know what sounds made up? Like, your whole existence. Okay, anyways, so let's keep going on. So I have just been really like wanting to talk about this because I want to help a lot of other young women, or, you know, even older women, if you see this, because I feel like that this is not talked about a lot. That what you see on social media and what you see all over the gram, like, again, social media, TikTok, you see on YouTube, it's not fucking real. Like, there's things that people use called filters. Do I use them? No, I don't need to. And it took me a long time to get to that point. I remember every day I'd be on Snapchat using a filter when I was in like 7th and 8th grade. When I got to like I said, freshman year and sophomore year, when I was homeless, I didn't need to do that anymore, because I was loving myself. You know, I was cutting off people who made me feel like I couldn't do those things I explained in the beginning, and this is where I am at now, girl. Like, okay, sorry. So, like, I used to have no fucking titties, and this is for real. Like, I used to have no titties, and I remember just kind of being like joked around that I was like, they were never gonna come in, or I had pancake chest, and, you know, all that stupid shit. Like, and honestly, they weren't even that small. And again, I wasn't eating. Like, I wasn't fucking eating. Like, me and my sister both, we went through this. We did not have food for, I mean, weeks, okay? And again, we're adults now, but at the time we were kids and we felt like we were grown. That's another thing I want to say is like we were not even close to being grown, and we kind of felt like we were because we were having to take care of ourselves in a sense that we needed to be grown in that moment, or else I don't think we would have survived. So that happened and it fucked us up and we just didn't eat as much. So then moving on, you know, we're not homeless anymore. We get out of that situation and we end up sorry guys, I say we because I wish my sister was here with me to experience this with me, and unfortunately she's not here with us, to where we can see her at least. I know that she's always watching over my family and she's always telling me that I can do this and really pushing me and like to fucking be uncomfortable because, like, you know, I can't have this anxiety that I have forever, and I always feel that, but I just wish I could, you know, booty bump that bitch, because we've been working on that for years and she's just no longer here with us. We lost her 2 years ago, and that's a story time for another day too. But girl, we think out here, okay? So that's an update. Yeah, so we ended up getting out of that, and then I ended up getting pregnant. I had my baby and I was like 140 pounds while I was pregnant with her, and then after I had my daughter I went down to 100 pounds. I lost literally 40 pounds quick, you guys, like, because my metabolism wasn't as, like, I wasn't eating for two anymore. I didn't really feel like I was needing to eat as much as I like probably should have been. I wasn't eating as much, you guys, and I was still really healthy though. Like, I was eating like baked potatoes, pickles, burritos, taquitos. Like, I remember that shit. And I remember being really nauseous a lot of the time while I was pregnant, and I would throw it up because I got diagnosed with hyperemesis. So I had medication for that. And then, you guys, I'm telling you, like, after I had Layla, my daughter, after I had her, I just like dropped all my weight. I was really like adamant on not like having a pouch because I didn't want a pouch. I was just like, I knew that just like my body just already was working with me, and like I worked for it. You know, a lot of moms don't really have the time to do that, but thankfully, like, my husband really helped me out to where, like, we went on jogs, okay, we went on walks, we went on hikes. Like, I dropped that weight, girl. I was down 100 pounds. And then I start looking in the mirror around a month after I had Layla, my daughter, and I just started really looking at myself in the mirror like longer than usual, you guys. Like, girl, I was looking in the fucking mirror, like, every time I'd wash my hands I'd stand there and stare at my whole body. I would like that in the mirror, like, but slow, like analyzing everything that I really like could. And I would just look there, I'd pinch my stomach, I'd look at my arms right here, and I'd pinch, and I'd turn my back around to see like if I was getting any back fat, like, and I was 100 pounds, like, I was little, and I still was over here thinking I'm fat because of the fact that I just had a baby. Like, I have stretch marks on my body now, I have a scar, and it just kind of like snowball effect from there. I kept thinking I'm fucking fat, like, I'm fucking ugly, like, I don't look like how I used to look. And of course, like, that did not stop me from, you know, loving the fact that I'm a mom. It just made me feel really insecure because I felt like I wasn't as attractive anymore to myself, like, when I look in the mirror. And it just kind of hurt me because I felt like I was fat when I wasn't. And then I didn't realize at the time how small 100 pounds is, you guys. Like, it's small. And And you guys, I literally would go into the bathroom every day and just analyze myself and just look at myself and what I basically need to work on. And I'd go on that hike, I'd go on that jog, and I would get my shit going. And then I started to realize, girl, like, I don't want to be skinny anymore. Like, I'm automatically switching up in my brain, and I'm like, I'm too skinny. Like, I'm a stick bug. People think I'm fucking twiggy out here. Like, everyone calls me a stick. Everyone calls me skinny. Like, my family called me skinny. Like, and skinny to a point where it's like been a joke for years that I'm like, I don't want to just be skinny anymore. I don't want people to know me because I'm skinny. Like, the fuck. Like, so I started just being like, I don't want to be skinny anymore. Like, I don't know, you guys, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a fucking switch. Like, one minute I think I'm fat, and then now I'm thinking I'm too skinny. And like, these were real fucking feelings that I had. But like, I feel like I'm too fucking skinny now, like with these fucking stretch marks on me, and it just made me feel ugly. And then I'm like, wait a minute. But then I hear all these songs about like tiger stripes and shit, and I'm over here owning that shit now, like 2 months later. And then I'm like, fuck, like, I am gaining some weight. I'm 115 pounds at this point, okay? 118, 115. And I remember just being like, oh shit, I'm gaining weight. Like, I'm gonna have an ass, I'm gonna get thick. I've been talking about this for years. I remember I was telling my husband when I like met him, because I knew I was fucking really, really, really skinny. I was 85 pounds when I met him. 85 pounds, you guys, and I was 17. And that's when I met him, and I was just like, okay, I need to fucking gain some weight. And so I was gaining some weight at 115, 118, and I was like, I want to be thick. Like, I want to be a slim, thick bitch up in here, okay? I want to look good. I want to fit my clothes well. I don't want there to be pockets of like clothing that's loose. I want to be fit. I want to be an hourglass girl. So I started fucking eating more, and I started looking into, I was Googling like a motherfucker. Like, I was Googling like fucking shakes and stuff that have protein. They were like $100 each for like a can this big, and I was like, fuck, I ain't got that money. So that option's out of the way. So then I'm like, okay, what else can I do? So then your girl went on birth control, and after the fucking doctors put me on birth control, I don't know what happened, but it took me like 3 months for it. Like, so now it's like 6 months later, so it took me 3 months to gain. Is the mathing, you guys? Because like, it is in my head. I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the same page. Like, I went on birth control 3 months after the fact that I was like, okay, I want to gain some fucking weight. So I didn't do it because of that. I didn't want to get pregnant again because I wasn't ready. So I go on birth control. It's the one that I have in my arm. It's Nexplanon. So I get that, you know, that's good, great, whatever. And that was fucking great. So then we do that, and it's good for like 3 years. So, and then I'm like, okay, it started to make my periods really irregular. It started to make me not want to eat. At first it was really fucking slow, and then, like I said, fast forward, so like a month later, okay, I am fucking thriving. I'm eating literally for 3 now, not for 2 but for 3, you guys. Like, when I went to Cane's, I used to get the fucking box, I mean not the box combo, the 3-finger combo. Now I want the caniac in the fucking box. Now I am wanting to eat more and more and more and more, to the point where I'm like, okay girl, like, I know that I'm eating more than usual, and it made me feel good. Like, it made me feel like I've never been able to eat like this before. This is wild. And it was because of the fact that I was on birth control. I know it because after that, like, I was eating and eating and eating and eating, and that's one of the things that the doctor had told me, was that this might cause weight gain a year, you know, later on. And so but it only took me like 6 months for it to really like start like seeing a difference. My hair was getting thinner at first and falling out a little bit, like from brushing it, and now it's like getting really shiny and voluminous, and like I love it. In my body, I'm gonna give you guys like a look at my body. So this is my body now. I'm gonna insert pictures in before. So this is my body now. This is me. I'm not sucking in or anything, and this is natural to have. Like, and you're like, what is, like, it's just a stomach, but there's like lumps, like a lump, and I feel like it's weird to have a lump. Like, when you suck in like this, I feel like it looks more natural, and like, but it doesn't. And that was me when I was having my body dysmorphia episodes, is what I like to call it, because my dysmorphia, or dysmorphia, body dysmorphia, I don't know if I'm saying that right, you guys, but I know what it is. I've researched it, and I feel like it was good to self-diagnose, because I literally felt like this, like exactly everything it was saying, like the way that I would look at my body, the way that I would criticize it so much, the way that I would feel one way and then another so quick, and then not want to eat and then suddenly binge, like. So yeah, I used to literally be a stick bug. These were not here, they joined me recently. And that's from eating, girl. Eat your butter, eat your bread, eat your potatoes, eat your fucking meat, eat your meat, okay? So like, girl, do what you have to do and just eat whatever the fuck you want. If you are trying to gain weight, the only way that I'm gonna tell you this, the only fucking secret that I have is eat whatever the fuck you want. I drank so much soda. Honestly, I drink a soda every day. I drink an iced tea every day. I drink a juice, but I would also incorporate water in there somewhere throughout the day. Okay, and then maybe if I had a soda one day, maybe the next day I'm like, I'm gonna do water and tea, and then I'm gonna go have a soda the next day, and then water later that day. So it's all a schedule, and the reality is that when you eat whatever the fuck you want, your body is just going to build it on. Okay, so I gained my weight. I'm now 125 pounds. I am on a healthy, beautiful weight. I love my body. I love myself. But the one thing that I can tell you guys is that if you're not eating because you're afraid you're going to be fat, you're not going to be fat. I swear, you can be your own enemy, your own biggest enemy. And it is the worst place to be with yourself. Like when you need you, like you need to love you before anyone else can. And it sounds really stupid and fucking cliche, but to build that confidence that you maybe once had, or maybe you want to have, you have to be able to sit here and look at yourself and not criticize yourself, but tell you, I love you, Chloe, you are so fucking beautiful. And if whoever doesn't see that is blind, they're fucking blind. There, like that. And I have a mirror right here, just like that. That's all you have to say, just like that. And then literally just fucking apply it to your daily life, and everything's gonna be fine, babe. Like, you got this. Like, and I'm telling you, like, this is something that I really struggled with, and that it's really hard to talk about because motherfuckers be so judgmental out here. But let's not pretend like we haven't all had our fucking problems before. Like, let's just not do that, because that's just doing too much, babe. Like, we all have our problems, we all have our issues, and we all have our own ways of dealing with them. But sometimes dealing with them can be somebody just like pushing them away, putting it out of the fucking picture, like not worrying about it. But you're you, babe, and if you need to hear this, you're fucking beautiful. Go look in the mirror right now and tell yourself it. I'll give you fucking that little bit. Okay, so now that you've done that, I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. I love you. Stay hot, stay bad, stay beautiful.